strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a brand new third-party feature in Splinterlands just live today, and it is going to be a game changer for anybody who uses the rental market. This is about to change things up drastically. You can now submit bids for rentals. That is going to I don't know how that's going to change things as far as price goes. That's going to change things up quite a bit. I'm going to talk about how the ways it might impact price towards the end. But first, let's go in and show you this feature. It's very, very quick. This should be a quick video. I know I say that all the time and then it ends up being a long video, but this should be pretty simple. So go to peakmonsters.com. If you don't know what peakmonsters.com is, you need to learn, because it has so many good tools and it's going to make your Splinterlands life so much easier on so many different things when it comes to the market. So for this, we're gonna go up top and we're gonna click rent right here. Pretty simple. And now you guys should be able to, making sure you can see the whole thing here. It's kind of loading. There it goes. It's going to loading. You'll notice this new thing right here in the middle, this blue bid button. You can now set your own price for rentals and let the owners come down to your price. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to make renting so much easier for so many people. So first thing, whenever you click on this button the very first time, it's going to pop up a screen that you need to give Peak Monsters permission. It actually uses a bunch of different Peak Monsters accounts because they have a lot of credits to go through here. So that's okay. Accept it. They're a trusted source. They're big in Splinterlands. You go ahead and accept that. You can do that. Then once you've done that, you have to refresh the screen. And now you can come up and bid on cards, or you can bid on power. End of season is coming up, so renting power is going to be a huge thing. Now you can automate that, and the bots are no longer going to have an advantage over you. You can come up here and choose what you want to bid per power. So it'll show you down here towards the bottom, like what the current bids are, what recently filled bids are, and you can see kind of the going rate for power. And you can come up here and say how much collection power you want to get, or how much collection power you want per DC. So right now people are renting, there's one that went for 300. Somebody got a steal getting 300 power per DC down there. But it looks like right now they're going for 100 to 150. You can put in your bid, you can put how much power you want to get total. Min power, max power, because you want to get a range, right? So if you're trying to get 5,000 power, you might leave a little bit of room to go over. That way you're not looking for, okay, let's say you get up to, they rent multiple cards up to 4,980 power. Now you just need 20 power, and that excludes, I just give yourself a little bit of room to go over. Unless you want to manually do that last part, that's okay. But give yourself a range, that way they can find the best deals within that range. And then you put minimum per card. So if you don't want to get a bunch of low-level cards, like if you're wanting 1,000 power and you don't want 20 50 power cards, then you could up that. But honestly, who cares how many cards you get? If you're just renting for power, then just take the lower cards. I guess the danger in doing that is that you could fill only half your bid. Like if you're searching for 50,000 power, maybe only some of it would get filled with lower power cards. So that would be something to think about, and then you don't fill the rest, and then you end up not getting your power but still paying for some of the others. But in general, just give yourself a little bit of a range as a target to hit. And then you can let Peak Monsters collect your bids for you and go find some of the lowest price power out there. This is going to be the cheapest way to rent from now on, because all of the good deals are going to get snatched up by bids, okay? So you're probably going to pay more if you are going out and renting immediately or renting through the Splinterlands website, because any card that gets posted, that's a good deal. Now right now this just came out, so there's not a lot of bids on these things, so we're not seeing a huge impact yet. But once this becomes commonplace, and it will become commonplace, if any good deal that's posted is going to be snatched up by a bid. So you're not going to see any great deals just sitting there on the market. The only people who are going to be paying those prices are those who want the card right away, or those who don't know how to use Peak Monsters. So if you know how to use Peak Monsters, you're going to have an advantage. You can also do it for cards here. So you can come, like if you want a Stone Golem, you can come in here and hit the bid button. Choose what level you want. If you want a certain foil, you can change that and set your price. And then you just hit confirm, and it sets your bid. And let's say that your price, so like here, literally this just came out, so there's no bids here. But let's say that your price that you want is to pay 30 DEC per day for that card, for whatever level it is. I'm making up numbers, so don't take that as good or bad value. I'm making up numbers. 30 DEC, you put 30 DEC in, and if your bid is the top bid, any bid that's posted that's less than 30 DEC will go to you. Even if it's 5, if somebody posts a rental for 5 DEC per day, and you've got a bid for 30, you will only pay 5. You'll snatch it up for 5. That'll go to whoever has the highest bid, but it will go at the price that they set. So you're just kind of setting your max bid, but you could actually get it for a lot cheaper, and frequently will get it for a lot cheaper, because a lot of times when people are renting out their cards or whatever, or posting cards for bid, they don't actually know what the lowest bid is. A lot of people don't go look that up. So you will frequently get it for a lower price than what you actually put your bid in for. And that's going to be the best way to get cheap rentals from here on out. If you want to pick up cheap rentals, like you guys have probably seen me playing, how I kind of monitor the market quite a bit, and if I see a cheap card, I'll pick it up and I'll rent it for until the owner cancels it. If I find a great deal in there. You're not going to be able to get that scouring the market. You're going to have to put bids in for these types of things. And when you have a bid, it's going to be done as a 2-day bid. So keep that in mind, that you're bidding for 2 days. If you want a 1-day bid, that's something you're going to have to go kind of do manually now. So that's something that you're going to have to look at a little bit. That might be something to factor in here, especially if you're just wanting the power for 1 day at the end. Bids are going to be done for 2 days through here. So you get your bid for 2 days, and then it will auto renew once you're done. So it's going to auto, if you still got your bid set up, it will automatically renew for you every 2 days. That's going to allow you to have a lower escrow. If you are renting cards a week at a time, you are having to set DEC aside for that for a full week. And that's DEC you weren't getting airdrop points for. So now you can actually collect more DEC or you can have more DEC on hand and collect more airdrops from that. So that's a huge thing as well. And then, okay, so if it's time to renew, and let's say the owner cancels, they no longer, you can't renew that card because the owner canceled it. It's going to search 3 hours before your rental's up. It's going to start searching for you for a new rental at whatever your bid price is. So if an owner cancels it, Peak Monsters will still go out and try to find you another card to continue that rental. So it's something you have to be aware of how it works, because, I mean, you don't want to keep, if it's something that you don't want anymore, you need to make sure you go in and cancel that. But it's going to allow you to just automatically renew these cards without having to go in. How many of you guys have watched me on my stream and I go in to play a battle and I realize I don't have one of my rented cards? Because especially when I'm playing in tournaments, I'm renting in 30 different cards. And it's hard to keep track of what's been canceled, what I still have. And I kind of see when my timer's running out, but if somebody cancels it on me, especially if they canceled on me and there was like 1 day and 1 hour left, it never pops up on Peak Monsters. I don't see that it's been canceled. And I don't realize till I get into a battle and I want to play that card, oh, I don't have it. Peak Monsters will now automatically go search for a rental for you. And as long as there's one that matches your price range, it'll make it so that you've always got that card and you don't have to worry about going in constantly and trying to do everything. So that's going to be huge for me. I'm going to be able to keep a more consistent team and keep my rentals going nonstop. And the only bad thing for me is that it's gonna be hard to find these cheaper rentals now. So, like, sometimes they're just amazingly good deals. Those probably are going to disappear, and you're gonna get a more steady. You're gonna get like a more steady rental prices. Right now they fluctuate all over the place, guys, because I mean, when you're renting, you can't even see histories for what they've gone for, so it's harder to see that, to really get a good idea of accurate pricing. You're just kind of taking whatever the lowest on the market, and maybe that's a good deal, maybe it's not. If you're not familiar with the card and haven't been renting it, you don't really know. This is going to allow you to see histories. You can see what the other bids are, so you can see, okay, if somebody's trying to rent a card out for 50 DEC and all the bids are down at 5, 10, 15 DEC, and you see the history is showing that, okay, people have been getting bids for 10, 15 DEC, you don't need to pay 50. Unless you need it this instant, you don't need to pay 50. Just submit a bid and you can kind of wait for it. And it's going to help, it's really going to help both sides see more fair pricing. So you're going to get more fair pricing, and it's going to be harder to take advantage of the market that way, but it's going to make things easier. And we'll see. Overall, are prices going to go up, or are they going to go down from this? That's kind of a big question. What's going to happen? And I can see arguments either way. I've always wondered. So a while ago, I did a video kind of educating everybody how to use this PeakMonster bid system, and it got a ton of views and was very popular. The bid system for buying cards, not renting, for buying cards. And right after I posted that video, we had a card dip, like as far as prices go. And some of that was some uncertainty around the Chaos presale and all of that, and I think that was probably the major player. But I've always kind of wondered, did my video of showing people how to buy cheaper cards drive down the prices of cards? I mean, that makes sense, right? If people are no longer feel like they need to go buy the most expensive or the cheapest card that's on the market, but maybe that's not necessarily the best value. If they want a card, they go there. If you don't know how to navigate everything, you don't necessarily know whether that's a good deal or bad deal based on past sales. So you just buy the cheapest one on the market. And now people are able to set their own prices a little bit and get better deals. Did that contribute to some of that card dip? That's reversed now. We're headed back. We're ahead of where we were before. But I've always kind of wondered if my video played any impact or how my video played any impact. So I'm wondering, are we going to see, as more people start using this, are we going to see a similar impact? Are the prices of rentals going to go down because renters now have the choice to set their own price? I mean, that doesn't mean the owners have to come down and meet that price, but we might see some prices go down because of that. I mean, that makes sense, right? But on the other end, we're going to see a lot more 2-day rentals so you're going to see fewer 1-day rentals, which is going to be more rental contracts are out there. You're going to see a lot more people just renting cards because it's easier to rent, right? When it's easier to rent, you get more people participating. That's going to drive prices up. So I think we've got kind of conflicting factors there about on one end, it's going to try and drive prices down. Another factor is going to try and drive prices up. It's going to be interesting to see what wins out there. And I honestly have no idea. I have no idea how to predict what's going to happen. And we've got all this chaos at the end of the season. This is being introduced right at the end of the season. And then I don't know, if you're just wanting power for 1 day, is it now going to be harder to get 1 day's worth of power or 1 day's worth of any card? Because I feel like this is going to drive the prices that are just sitting there on the market and not being picked up. Those are probably going to be higher. So if you just want to go out there and get a 1 day rental, that now suddenly might be more expensive. Is that going to make it more expensive to rent for tournaments, to rent for other things? That's going to be interesting. So I'm very, very curious to see what the price, how this impacts price, because I feel like it should. I just don't know. I just don't know which way it's going to go. And it's a game changer. Regardless of what happens, it's a game changer. It makes things so much easier to rent, so much more convenient. As far as saving time, this is absolutely a godsend. So right now we're experiencing people saving money. I've seen people talk about when they were testing how much money they were saving by using this. And I have very little doubt that people are going to save money at first. But what's going to happen when the competition picks up? So yeah, they were saving money when it was just that small group of testers who then had the advantage because they were the only ones using the bid system, right? What's going to happen when we've got 100,000 people trying to use this system and more people trying to rent? I don't know. So yeah, I've turned a 5-minute video into a 15-minute video, but I have fun with it. I hope you guys enjoy this and feel free to ask questions. Absolutely. We'll try to help as best we can. I just went in and placed some bids. I'm using it for the first time. I didn't have time to jump in and test, so I'm kind of experiencing it for the first time. I'm curious to see how quickly my bids get picked up. There's a lot of stuff we've got to see, but I'm excited. I'm excited because I feel like this is very beneficial to the game. Regardless of which way prices go, I think it's very beneficial to the game. Anything that increases ease of use is beneficial to the game. So I'm super excited. I'm very happy PeakMonsters did this. They are They have such a positive impact on the game. It's amazing. Again, if you are not familiar with them, you absolutely have to go check them out. They are a must-use website for Splinterlands players. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna have like 5 or 6 videos over the next 2 days, so there's an ocean of content coming. Some of you will get that joke. Thank you guys very much. I'll be seeing you around.